What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see what's going on here. Make sure everything falling in line. And we're gonna see if we can get everything in order here. Okay, make sure we're on the right side. All right, here we go. What's the deal? Angel, Danny, Chris, man thing. Got a dub on Dre Day the right way, yes sir. Maxwell, Omar. Man, Dante have a breakout game that ended up breaking something. Savage. Savage tried to get a little savage today. He did. He did. I was definitely surprised. But hold on one second. All right, my fault, my fault. Kyle, Acres from Home, Steve. Nah, don't want Savage here next year, though. Did we win? Yes, got the victory. 30 plus points, which was good. Savage finally figured out that we had some talent on the team, and so he utilized some of that talent and made some things happen. So it's all Gucci. Matter of fact, I'm tripping. I ain't even got it. Like I said, I was not properly prepared here, so I got to situate now. That should hopefully that looks a little bit better. You know, ain't looking as crazy there. Too little, too late from Savage. Yeah, but here's the thing: if he can play like that throughout the rest of the year, he could have him a job somewhere. He could definitely get him a job somewhere, but we know it's not going to be a starting job here. So, and I'm not saying it was just great, but let's, like I say, first, we got to start out properly, and the proper start off is to make what the Giants just beat KC. Oh shit! The proper start off is to make sure everybody shout out where you're from, doing a roll call. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, if you're not from the city, shout out your city. But if you are from the city, make sure you show love to your side. Um, Man, Hop had some that one that they called incomplete should have been a catch. I want to say it might have been in the second quarter on Peterson. I'm not talking about the touchdown. Now that other touchdown was close as hell. That shit should have been a that shit was damn close. You know what I'm saying? Augusta, Georgia. Okay. Clifford, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, man, I like Foreman a lot. I've been waiting for Foreman to have his breakout game. Southwest, I see you. He out of there for the year. Southwest, another from Southwest, North Side. San Marcos. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. You got to look at it. You got to look at who that's supposed to be. That's supposed to be, Peterson, which some people will debate as one of the better, if not best, corners in the league. There's a lot of debate in that area. People say, well, he don't get challenged enough. Some people will say, well, that's because motherfuckers know better. But I thought him and Hopkins had a pretty good battle, pretty solid battle. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to it, Hopkins was he put some points on the board, and that was a good catch. And there were some good plays he made. Like I say, some of those I know were too close to call. Like I said, that one catch I felt like he made the catch. That one he was out of bounds on that one touchdown, so I ain't gonna hate on that. But Foreman, man, Foreman was having a breakout game, man. I got to get the stat lines exactly, but that that shit was very unfortunate to see him go down like that, man. At least he got him multiple before he went down. I mean, that's not justifying. I'm not hoping it's not something major. It was just, all our little balling ass rookies getting hurt. Shit, Watson, Foreman, Cole, everybody getting dinged up, man. So hopefully Cole will be back next week. But it's like, we're not trying to trade players out and shit. I want to see consistency. I'd like to see a whole fucking healthy team there. It could be, oh, that's what I'm talking about, Tenny man. Okay, so Texas City was in the house with so he got to see his boy in action. So that's what's up. That's good. That's a good deal because I know Tenny got a lot of love for Foreman. I know Tenny from Texas City, Foreman from Texas City, so he got to see his boy live in action. That's what's shaking. Yeah, Hopkins still leading the league. You know what I'm saying? That's That's interesting. Even though Savage is at the helm, that shows you the power of Deshaun. That shows you what Deshaun was doing, man. That's crazy. So he had 10 carry with 60 plus yard. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. And with 2 TDs. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next year. It's going to be, and that's the thing, man. But we're going to have to find a capable backup because this situation could be a lot better. A quality team still contends even when those starters go down. So we got to have somebody who can essentially run the offense if something was to happen. Not anticipating, but sometimes there's a little ding up. Sometimes you might be out for a game or two. You got to have somebody who can take the reins. Who was it? The Saints and Washington game? Yeah, I just turned it or saw that. I was about to trip earlier because the Texans rarely ever play on Fox. So I was about to say what the fuck was going on. I was mad for a second. Was tripping, man. So it is what it is. But so it was a good deal, like I say, to see the offense work efficiently, or not. I wouldn't even say efficiently. To see it working, with Savage at the helm. So that just lets you know if you got somebody in there a little bit more talented, things could flow a little bit better. I just think, and I think Savage's big deal is the nerves. Maybe this game will be the game that helped him shake some of that off because he seemed to be playing a little timid at first, but then when he kind of started getting it going. That interception, I'm not gonna call on him. I think who was he throwing that to? Anderson. So that might have been the coup. Did have a good day. Came in for man, he did say that one drive, but that's what I say. They got to show Anderson a little bit more love. Anderson got some good hands, man, and I don't think they show Anderson enough love. But it's like I said, it's a lot of guys that can catch. Ellington showed he did very nice today, did very well. But like I said, a more capable quarterback gets a lot more out of those guys. Even Miller had a couple of catches today. He had him a couple today. He had him about 2 catches early on. I think in the first half. I don't think he got in the second half. I don't think for very many yards. I don't know how much he had. It weren't big plays, but he had catches. Blue had a hamstring injury before the game, and so I don't know how that goes, but I don't think it was too major. Rodney, what's the motherfucking deal? What's going down? Blue should have been, but I don't know who the third RB is going to be now. Because like I said, I don't think Blue played this game. I saw that he was a scratch on the hamstring. I don't know what he's going to be looking like next week with Foreman being out. That's very interesting. We're going to have to see what's happening. Man, we saw what happened when Braxton tried to be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Braxton, he tried to do a little quarterbacking last game. Basically that Wildcat shit. We already know what's going to happen. It's his Achilles. God, that's what I was hoping that it wasn't. I was hoping it was anything else but the fucking Achilles. That's just, man, that's serious, especially for a running back. That takes time to not only to heal from, but to get reacclimated. To getting back to your former self. So it's gonna be that fucking sucks, man. That really does suck. But I mean, the future is still bright. This is why we can't have nice things. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, man. It's awful, but something to deal with. I'm not saying that we felt like we just, we're world beaters again, but it feels good. W's feel much better than L's. No matter what the situation, even if it's not a great victory. But like I said, to get a 10-point win, Tom Savage at the helm, I'm cool with that. I honestly didn't think it was gonna. Excuse me, I thought it was going to be like, about a 2017 game. Gabbard really, even though the stat line looked great, Gabbard didn't really do shit. What happened was those turnovers really put them in good position and allowed them to score those points. They really weren't really hanging with us. And so that's why I say I'm not super excited about it because those plays were plays that put them in position. What Buda Baker had to play. Clowney was balling today. Clowney has been a force to be reckoned with the last, I mean, like really, I think I want to say that Seattle game, like just really, really stepping it up. Like, I'm not saying that, he was the man last year, but I mean, it's almost like on another level. You got to go out of your way, do some off the wall things to stop him. Like, chop blocking and getting penalties and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's craziness. So definitely, you know what I mean? Yeah, Deshaun Watson, it would have been ridiculous. Like, I mean, you think about it, these last couple of games, that's what I say. It's just, I'm really more so upset. Like we were talking about before the stream. Actually, let's get back on that. What we were saying before the stream. It's not that you know that you're worried about the Jags. It's not that you're worried about the Titans. It's that you know we're a more talented team. We just have to wait till next year. So if you're a Jags fan or you're a Titans fan, you already know for a fact that next year the Texans take over the division again, and it's not going to be close. I say like the Jags because they're winning games. Even if they go 500 this season or a little better, what even if they make the playoffs, it's going to be one and done because now you're not going to be in position to get a quarterback because that's their biggest weakness. You know, they're kind of almost how we were the last few years. Have a very talented defense, but have an offense that is just, you know, you're winning in spite of your offense, and that's what they got going on right now. So it's just, but all I'm saying though, I'm telling you, but here's the thing though, is that Honcho had 2 sacks today. um, the thing is, that's what I say, that's the position that they're in. So the fact that you know that they're winning games is actually bad for them because, like I said, they're going to put them back in a position of mediocrity. So their defense will be solid this year. They'll make a little splash. It's a possibility, like I said, it could be the Titans or the Jags that end up in the playoffs. But it's one and done. We know Mariota ain't it. Mariota's been around for a while. You see, he seems like he's regressing. He's not the lick. As far as completely balanced teams, once Deshaun Watson comes back, you bring back Merciless, you bring back, you bring back Merciless, you bring back Watt. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Johnson. He stayed dinged up. Foreman looks like he's going to be the truth. You bring back some of these young guys who showed a little bit today. Then, you know, with Cunningham upgrading, Cole being an upgrade because we're talking about next year, you have the most balanced team definitely in the division. Luck definitely won't come back the same. It's gonna be crazy. So, like I say, the Jags' problem is like if they win, it's gonna be bad for them because, like I say, they're still gonna have quarterback issues. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with but we're gonna have some issues too. As far as the, I think quarterbacks gonna end up becoming a problem for us. Right now, we're content, but the way K. Joe's staying dinged up, J. Joe looking a little dinged up. You know, I don't know what happens as far as trying to re-sign Jonathan Joseph next year. I don't know if that's the move you make. And like I say right now, Kevin Johnson's like 25-75. I don't want to even say 50-50 because he's just now starting to play. But then, like I said, you got, and I'm not going to hate on him for the Fitzgerald because we talking about Fitzgerald and we talking about Kevin Johnson. You know, one day he'll be there, but right now he's not. But so like I said, just overall, you know, the secondary is still going to be an issue. Hopefully we can parlay some moves. You know, there's a couple of guys who I know what they said, Tremaine Johnson and Malcolm Butler are supposed to be free agents. And I think it's a couple other guys of interest. I'm not sure. I can't, you know, it's not coming to mind right now. It's not what I'm focused on. I'm trying not to think too far into the future. I want to halfway enjoy what we can salvage from this season. Salvage and savage. Kevin Johnson is, I'm telling you, he's just got to put it together consistently. That's what he's gonna have to do. Until he puts it together consistently, it's gonna always be an issue, you know, because he can't be getting beat on big plays. Matter of fact, he got dusted twice because that Ricky Seals was on him too. Ricky Seals, that play was on Kevin Johnson. Let me find out somebody that got hurt on my fantasy team. So we need to definitely get some guys out there who can, you know, buy some time for Deshaun Watson, but you definitely don't want to, you know, I mean, you got to, because like I said, the guy, he can create for himself, but if you can give him some protection so you don't have to worry about him, you know, taking those kind of injuries and things like this, I say that's the move you make, you know. So All right, I mean, so this me speaking my opinion. Like the flavor is about y'all, the sauce is about y'all. Y'all are the freshest ingredients. So I want to know who y'all felt like was the player of the game today. Who had the most? Who had the biggest impact on the game today? Don't pardon me. Yes, I'm finna eat me some damn cookie. Don't judge me, okay? Yes, I'm sitting on my cookie. Now, Eastside Harold, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the super chat love. I turned my head eating on the cookie. Eastside Harold and came through with the love, man. I appreciate that. Um, Let me get the cookie all out my throat and shit. The Kevin Johnson looking like a bust, not a first round pick. Hate said, I'm not gonna put him in the bust category yet, but definitely not looking like a first round pick right now. Looking like a guy you might have picked up in the third or fourth. Saw that he had some talent. You gave him some time, and he's trying to make a name for himself, but not seeing the consistency from him I'd like to see right now. But I was definitely surprised. The Cool made some good plays today, and I told the people I know I was early on, even with the draft pick, I was not real high on him, not really seeing it. But obviously he's had some time, and he made some plays. He made some good plays. Who was that he made one on? I don't want to say. I don't think it was Fitz, but he might be the guy to watch. And like I said, so we're talking about secondary. We're talking about developing talent. We talked about losing Bouye, but he might be the guy, depending on depending on the situation that happens. You want to keep, and if the price is right, I'd keep I'd keep Jonathan Joseph because have a good veteran presence, a guy who's been around here who knows what's important. But more so to help some of the younger guys out. Maybe if he'd be willing to, I don't know about him not want to be a starter, but the problem there, injured walking to the chopper. I'm hoping that's a joke. It might not have been. But like I say, it's gonna be some. There's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of changes coming by the next year. Just the way this team has changed over the fucking last few weeks. Do I think Tom Savage can keep this up? Nah, we're not going to play the Cardinals every week. And like I say, you're talking about a Cardinals team on their third string quarterback. So even though, we're excited about the win, let's put it all in perspective. It's the Cardinals, they're down to their Tom Savage, number two, Blaine Gabbert. And so it was a game of bad QBs, but it was entertaining because we got the W. We just we didn't expect Savage to. We've set the bar so low for Savage that this is definitely a quality game for him. But it was good to see. It was good to see like Foreman get some shine. It was good to see Ellington making some plays out there. Early on that special teams play, I was like, what the fuck? But it turned out that I guess it was kosher because he knows more about the game than I did. So. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I agree with you, Larry Anderson. If we can get, like I said, we can get that line tightened up because, like I said, we just got to have protection. We got to have time to throw the ball, and we got to keep these guys protected. Giacomini let Buda Baker through easy. It was a little way too easy on that where he got that fumble. So, I mean, like, you can blame Tom Savage for stuff like that, but I mean, when you have no time, what can you do? It looks bad on him. Yeah, I know Duck Scout been out with DeCool for a long time. He definitely been on the been praising DeCool for a while, and he's told me to keep an eye out for him. So I definitely have to attribute that to Duck Scout because you did give me a heads up on that. You can't trade Savage for a water boy. But what about the water boy, Adam Sandler? Do you think we could trade Nicolas Cage, Tom Savage for the water boy? You know what I'm saying, Adam Sandler. We might be able to get a B budget movie out of it or something. Shit. But like I say, it's just I don't know about Savage keeping this up for the rest of the year. I mean, he could probably pull us off against the Titans if the defense steps up and plays. I mean, he's just gonna have to play some mistake-free football against the Jags, and I'd love to see him redeem himself for the for that first game of the year, but I don't know if I'm gonna set my hopes that high because I will be very very upset. So I'm not gonna put my hopes up for him to come out and beat the Jags. He just let him make him look too bad. But like I said, maybe he'll build some confidence up until then. You know, finally knowing that hey, you don't have to worry about your job getting yanked from you within a matter of minutes. You know, because you got to think about the times Tom has come in. He came in for one real game against the Jags, get dinged up the next game. Came in a few years prior, breaks his leg or something. It broke his leg or something. He either broke his leg or his shoulder. I can't remember what he fucked up. But it's just, you know, so maybe he's finally getting settled into the fact that he can. Somebody check the popcorn. You know, I guess he's finally getting settled into the fact that he is the quarterback. You know, I guess by force, not necessarily by choice, but so it is what it is. Okay, Berkeley, you say you've been with the cool team too. Okay, Savage looks bad as these popcorn. Man, that's why I fuck with y'all, Sauce Nation. Y'all be having me rolling, man. Just some of this off the wall, that shit is wild. But okay, like I said, I know I called to tell me who they player of the game was, and I stopped even paying attention. So let me see who y'all mentioned. Foreman and Miller. We got Clowney, we got Hopkins and Foreman. Do you think something is wrong with the physical training staff? Man, I wouldn't blame it on the training staff. You know, I don't think necessarily that's the case because I mean you're just seeing random injuries all across the NFL unless training staffs across the board have adopted some type of new regimen that I mean I doubt that everybody's doing the same thing as far as strength training or you know whatever they do as far as their workouts. So I don't think it's that. It's the sport of football. I think with some of these artificial surfaces and things that they use, you know, but you're gonna get hurt on real grass too. So that shit doesn't matter too. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. I think there's potential for more injury in certain types. Like I said, I don't know the science behind it. But I think the injuries are just a part of the game, man. It's just unfortunate the way the cookie crumbles. Because yeah, you got dinged up. Yeah, Savage leads the league in what is it, fumbles? He's only played like coming into the game already. The game he only played this being his fourth game starting. Already leads the league in like fumbles or turnovers or lost balls, something like that, or turnovers or whatever. And I think he had like 13 and lost like 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, no, I'm not with no. Say no to RG3. I would not. No RG3. I would definitely take Kaepernick over RG3. Like I say, you know, regardless if you agree with what Kaepernick stands for, you don't, whatever it may be, whatever perception you have of it, I think we can all just agree that across the board, RG3 is a scumbaggy type dude. Like, just nobody likes RG3. You know, Kaepernick is divisive. You got people who are all in on Kaepernick. You got people who just hate Kaepernick. Fucking RG3, I don't think nobody wants RG3, like, period. There's no RG3 fan base out there other than, like, RG3 and his daddy that is rooting or wanting RG3 on the team. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't happening. So I'm not with that. Not with it. Derrick Rose, man, look, yeah, hey, man, the dude RG3 get breathed on, especially with what we got going on. Come in for 2 plays and be out of there. I'm serious, man. RG3 and his dad's like how what's his name used to be. Broner used to be with his daddy, brush my hair and all that shit. But nah, I ain't gonna say it's that far. That shit used to kill me. The Browns going to the Super Bowl against the Giants. That'll be bad football, man. That'll be bad football. But I cannot lie because, like I said, prior to the game, I said, oh, you know, I expected it to be pretty bad. I didn't think that it was going to be a good game. It actually turned out to be much better than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd like to try to make a play for Tyrod because here's the thing. I don't think he comes back to Buffalo. I mean, I don't know what his contract situation is, so I don't know if this is a contract year for him or not. But I know they benched him in favor of the other guy. I think I don't know if he's a rookie or what. I'm not even familiar with him. Um, I think you bring a guy like that here, so that way if something happens, like you say, you got to have somebody who can replace for a game or two. You never know what happens. It could be a little concussion protocol. It could be a sore shoulder. It could be anything that can happen. You just need to have a backup in there just in case. You just never know. You know, he may pull a Ryan Mallett and oversleep. You never know. Um, so I wouldn't mind having a guy like Tyrod Taylor, somebody who's actually active in the league, still has some youth to him. Not I don't know who's the guy we picked up. I can't even think him. Yeah, Nathan Peterman. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he was a rookie or not. But who's the guy we picked up? Uh, Josh Johnson. Is he still even there, man? Like that's what I'm saying. Stick to Gatorade Subway. Shit, man. They'll put Jared in the Subway commercial before they put fucking RG3 back in the Subway commercial. Man, Steve J, I appreciate that. Man, look, the Texans win, Sauce Nation win. I appreciate that. Steve, you've been definitely been showing a lot of love to the Sauce, man. I'm gonna have to hook something special up for you. I'm gonna come up with something special for Steve. Steve been showing a lot of love to the sauce, man. I truly appreciate you for that. So you definitely one of the sauciest ingredients. You know what I'm saying? What Paris? You ate? What? Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Duck Sky for money. Please like the motherfucking screen. You know what I'm saying? The screen, the stream. You know what I'm saying? Show love. It's greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? So trying to let YouTube know that not everybody hates the flavor. We got some fresh ingredients in here, and we like this thing. So Steve, man, I truly appreciate that. You thought we was gonna lose at Paris, baby? Look, I'm telling you, I can't lie. I appreciate that, John Bryant. Like to stream while screaming. Honestly, about halftime, I will be honest. I started feeling like it was going to be some bad news. I just felt like something bad was going to happen in the second half. I thought it was gonna get real ugly for some reason. You know what I mean? But the exact opposite happened, and it looked good. And there goes the number one sodium. Nah, and I think Jags for Life is the number one sodium. Zach is number two. He might be number two or three, but he's definitely a fan. Definitely has to pull up in the flavor. They be there automatic. You know what I'm saying? So it's all Gucci. Oh, matter of fact, I think what is he, a Titans fan? No favor. But if Savage had some dreads, look, Savage. I think Savage got enough hair to get him some of them Steph Curry. What the fuck, Steph Curry got going? I just saw that shit like yesterday or something. You know what I'm saying? What does Steph Curry got? What are those? You know what I'm saying? You say Justice is the number one. So Justice is number one. Then it's Jags fan number two, and then we'll make Zach. Zach will be the number three stodium. That dude, Steph Curry. Hey, I gotta say it, man. Everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just because it works for certain people, might not mean you need to do that shit too. That shit there is. He over there listening to his wife again, telling him some off the wall shit. He listening to that bullshit. Steph on some bullshit for real. I don't know what's up with that motherfucker. Yeah. That dude get breathed on. They be giving that dude too many passes. That dude been through a mouthpiece to knock somebody eyeball out and shit. They let that motherfucker make it all the time. Man, I think somebody said that it's an Achilles injury, and I hope that it ain't. I'd hope it'd be anything but that. But if it is, that's gonna be a little bit. But just when he started balling, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, it's the dreadlocks. Look. Ellington got dreads. Hopkins got dreads. Deontay Foreman got dreads. Miller from Miami, you know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of Haitians and shit over there. Clowney got dreads. Yeah, I'm slipping. I'm thinking just on offense. Miller, you know what I'm saying? He got a cousin that got some dreads that he real close with. You know what I'm saying? Because he from Miami, so all them Haitian dudes and all that shit out there. They got all that type of shit going. They got them other dreads going. That's that shit. Them Haitian shits like fucking Hopkins got going. When you say Celtics versus Rockets in the final, I think that oh, that's crazy. Curry and Rex Ryan be hanging out on the same websites and shit. Fucking Rockets and Celtics in the finals. I could see it. I'm telling y'all. I don't think the Celtics can have the best record in the East, and Cleveland can come in with the eighth seed. And I'm telling you, LeBron James ain't gonna have it. He ain't gonna have that shit. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm telling you, I'm really feeling like the Rockets gonna surprise some people this year. You know, what is this? This makes us what 4-6. So this week, well, technically this is week 11. So I think is he eligible to come back next week? Oh shit, Chris Thompson out for the season. That sucks. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. All of these big names, all these major players, it's like we got to figure it out. I mean, we can't figure it out. The NFL needs to figure it out. That's their fucking job. They make the millions. You know, we just watch the shit. Now, if they want to pay, then I'll be more than happy to try to figure it out. But you got to figure out what's going on with all this. I mean, it's a game. You can't prevent injuries. You're getting in a fucking car wreck. Excuse me. Every damn play, you know, and it's just not something that you can prevent. But I mean, it has to be something that can be done to. I mean, I don't know if there's a study or what. I don't know. I think it just comes with what it is. This is the tried and true test of the NFL. This might have been, I mean, one of the most. Let's talk about some shit. We're gonna step out from the Texans for just a second. We're gonna talk about the NFL as a whole. I mean, pressure from all sides. You got the left, you know, in support of Kaepernick. You got the right, you know, against Kaepernick. You got the president. You have what was I going to say? You have the injuries. You have turmoil within the organization. Owners beefing with each other. Owners beefing with the head of the NFL. I mean, it's just so much shit. That fucking sucks. Warriors versus OKC Wednesday. Warriors gonna wear OKC out. Harden for James, never. I would not like as of Houston. No way, dog. Harden is trending up. Okay, you want to go with the guy who's on the up and up. Like I say, LeBron is cool, but you know he's been in the league way too long. You're gonna get a couple of more good years out of him. Harden's game transcends time because he's not an overly athletic guy. So Harden's gonna be able to give you a significant number of years because it's not even close. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't really rely on all that dunking and you know being forceful and having to just like you know really be necessarily too aggressive. He's all finesse, you know, and you can finesse until you shit 100. You know what I mean? Harden got that old school game, so it's like that's why I say Harden's gonna last a while. Russell Westbrook's gonna be the first one to tap out of these. I wouldn't say younger, but middle age, mid range guys, because his game is just all about athleticism. That's complete. Russell Westbrook is just a spectacular athlete. He's not necessarily just that great of a basketball player. Like if he was a football player, he'd be a great football player, but he'd have a short career because he'd be one of those guys that he'd give it all you got. You know what I'm saying? Put it all on the line. You say Michael Jordan or LeBron James? I give it to LeBron simply because, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree. Everybody's great in their own era, but once that next generation sees what you know the greatest brought to that table, so you can have a bunch of guys who, I mean, everybody looked up to Michael Jordan, so I'm going to have so many guys who are trying to give everything they got in their life to try to be as good as this one guy, so they know that these things are physically possible. So now you create this whole generation of talent, which is as a whole superior to that previous generation. And so what I feel is that LeBron goes up against better quality talent over the course of his career because I mean, everybody's just better. You got all kind of new technologies to make people faster, to make people who normally probably wouldn't have ever played sports, you know, they can become athletic because there's camps, there's equipment, there's training regimens, you know, all types of things that allow people to become better than what they were that, you know, back in the day, I don't think people had as much access to. You know, the special people who were just naturally athletic became athletes, but now you got people who want to be athletes who might not have been as athletic or born as athletic, but they can find ways to build upon that. And so I feel like LeBron James as a whole has faced better talent. I feel like LeBron James as a whole, as a all around basketball player, and is a better is a better guy. We're talking about shooting. No, it's Michael. You know, heart. It's Michael. But I mean, just all around talent, skill set, ability. Now, if we're talking about one on one, and then we're talking about a team game, then that's another consideration. You know what I'm saying? So, and things like that. So I think it's a lot of factors that you got to consider into it. You know, so but straight up and down, I'm trying to see why these messages are retracted because I shouldn't have no blocking nothing on there. But right now, I'm telling y'all, here's what you got to look at when I'm talking about with the Rockets versus the whatchamacallit. Because you got to look at what James Harden has been doing without CP3 so far. CP3 has played. He played that first game, got dinged up, came back, played the last two games, and played well, you know, the last two games. But once he's still not fully up to game speed. He's not ready to really run a whole game. If something was to happen, he's not really ready to take over a whole game. He's not. You got to get that endurance up and shit. But that'll come. But once he's ready, you're gonna understand. Like this Rockets offense is going to be non-stop. I mean, just look at the other day. And now it's Phoenix, and you know Phoenix is probably like one of the worst defensive teams in the league. But still, we're talking about 90 fucking points in a fucking half. You know what I mean? And shit, Phoenix still had 60 something, which is solid for a half, but 90 something fucking points. You know what I mean? That's something serious to consider. That's not something motherfuckers are just doing every year. That shit don't happen every fucking season. So I think you got to really consider the potential of what this offense can bring to the table. You know, with everybody being healthy, man, I think all the pieces are in place, and then people got to realize too that CP3 can shoot. Like CP3 can shoot the ball. CP3 can shoot the three. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something you also have to consider in a situation like that. But getting away from that, let's hop back onto the Texans today. How do y'all feel about, you know, B.O.B. today, his play calling? Do y'all feel like he did a better job catering to Savage? I mean, y'all, okay, hey, let's talk about Savage on the little scramble making plays. Savage on the scramble trying to look like Savage tried to pull a little Deshaun. He did a little imitation of Deshaun today. You know, getting sacked. Well, not getting sacked, but getting tackled. You know, falling back, made the play, made a touchdown pass to Miller. So Savage, you know, he looked competent today, and so he didn't look like if he could play that way for the rest of the year. I guess we could be. Oh, I wouldn't complain about it, but still, like I say, it's just we still got to minimize some of the turnovers and shit like that. Yeah, but I mean, hey, you can only take it one game at a time, man. I ain't gonna lie, he did have that little goof early when they were trying to run it late, and I want to say when he tried to hit, he overthrew Hopkins in the end zone on Peterson when they were trying to rush. They could have called a timeout. We had a timeout to save. Ended up, I think, blowing the timeout for no reason. We could have saved that time, used that timeout. You know what I'm saying? They actually got a real play call in there, and instead of trying to, you know, run a no huddle. But like I say, when you come out with the win, you can overlook the little mistakes, but the little mistakes are the things that you notice glaringly when you take those L's, because it's always the little mistakes that turn a loss into a win. But overall, like I say, Savage, he it's that internal clock. I think, and it's unfair to him because honestly, I don't think that it's just necessarily that he's just too slow. it's you really don't have time with that offensive line. So you're gonna have to step it up a notch. I have no idea. I honestly, like, when it comes to the who did and who doesn't take a knee, I honestly don't pay any attention to any of that stuff. The only time I really did was the Texan situation because one, what everybody did was also try to turn that into a political situation with they want to turn it into that's not, they had nothing to do with none of that, because if they felt that way, they'd have done that prior to. That was an organization, the team, taking a stand against the owner and his comments. People tried to slide that into the other situation too. They just know that this is how people are paying attention to. Man, let me tell you about that sauce. I'm gonna talk about Sauce Society in a second. Ferocious. Yeah, they did. They booed him at halftime when they were trying to do the Andre Johnson ceremony. But like I say, it's just, yeah. Vrabel did a solid job today, also. But at the same time, though, we still got to recall it was Blaine Gabbert that that we were contesting against. Yeah, because he knows he said O'Brien took a knee. Yeah, that sucks, dog. That sucks. See, I know what it is. I figured it out, man. See, now I got it. I got it figured out. Almost. Knock on wood. As long as DeAndre Hopkins stays healthy, then my theory is false. But you got to realize it's those overly fashionable guys over here getting hurt. Deshaun Watson is a real fashionable guy. Who's the other one? Oh, damn it! I figured it out. Like, all bullshit to now, I'm really didn't figure it out. I forgot that Deontay Foreman wore a Watson jersey to the game. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that may have caused a jinx on him. You know what I'm saying? Foreman wore a Watson jersey. And I think that's what caused it. And I'm not even trying to be funny, dog. But yeah, if you want to be great, if you're gonna put yourself all the way out there, that's some shit that's some shit that happens, man. So they say half Future, half Meek Mill. Get out of here. That's wild. But okay. Well, here's the deal. Okay, but before I slide up out of here, man, because I'm gonna hit the little 45 and do all that. Yeah, he got the juice and the curse. The juice gave him the plays, made big plays, had one of your greatest games, and then got injured. Damn, ain't that a bitch? But like I said, before we get out of here, say a couple more minutes, do an outgoing roll call. So I know some folks who may have been here at the end who may not have been here in the beginning. I know we've seen some Cali. I've seen some Carolinas. I know we've seen a couple from the north side of the city. So make sure you get your roll call in so I can make sure to shout y'all out to make sure I show love to where you're from. But while we're doing that, while we're enjoying the W, what's the thing that you feel like we need to capitalize most on going into next week? That two-headed running back situation that we have. Now, the running game has definitely took a big dent, because you got to realize that Deshaun Watson was a big piece of why we had such a potent rushing attack, because he was getting 30, 40, 50 yards a game or whatever. Plus Foreman developing and getting better each game. He was progressing, actually starting to get the start. I can't remember if he got the start today. I know he got the start last week. And then Lamar Miller's been playing well. Like, I don't know why people have beef with Lamar, but Lamar Miller played well today. You know what I mean? So we got to stop with the Lamar. Hey, Lamar still, like, I think they said, since 2014, still like one of the top backs, top five in the league. Braxton getting some love. Braxton going to have to step it up a notch, because we're going to have to get some guys who you can put the ball in their hands and make plays. I'm gonna say we still got some stuff. We got to realize with the defensive thing, I think our chemistry, our players, they're good as far as knowing each other, but we still have a lot of gaps that we definitely gotta mix up. We use a 5th round QB as a first back of all. I mean, it would just with QBs, one, you get a lot of hype as soon as the draft comes around. So you're gonna get a lot of guys who probably wouldn't have got shot, like Bortles. Bortles shouldn't have been a first round guy. But what happens is he had a decent season, and then all the hype around draft time because teams need quarterbacks. So motherfuckers just start getting a bunch of hype, a bunch of fucking, people just, oh, they're super good, and all this support out of nowhere. Like I say, Bortles got he was like one of the top QBs named, and some other guys that we don't even think are in the league or even got drafted. But that has nothing to do with being a fifth round QB. But I'm just going on a rant. But I think that if you go that route, you want to find somebody by talent. I don't think you want to just get a guy just to get a guy. I think the Texans have to seriously consider having a backup who can emulate, not simulate, because you definitely no one can simulate exactly what Deshaun Watson, but try to emulate, to try to copy and show what Deshaun Watson does. So that way, if something happens, you have some continuity in that offense, man. It's just you got to have that. So. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hanging out with Mia Khalifa doing the dunking with the porn stars and shit. Look, she need to try to dunk on his ass every game next year if that's the case. Because after that shit happened, that motherfucker went nuts. They end up releasing it. That's what I saw some shit, and I saw him, something on his Twitter. I ain't see about him getting released. Man, I would love for them to pick Strong up again. Even though, really. At this point, it might not be necessarily a reason. Excuse me. Let me hide behind Deshaun right here, so y'all can't see me yawning and shit. But I'm just a fan of Strong, man. I want to see the dude get a chance to shine. I think he's a talent. I think if you can find a way to bring him back around, for Deshaun next year, shit, hey. I think Strong and Deshaun Watson could have had a nice connection, but then again, I think that anybody can have a damn good connection with fucking with Deshaun Watson. He just makes plays, dog. Makes motherfuckers make plays. So, man, that's Savage. Go get it. According to Shaq Kush, man, Savage wife is ghetto. Y'all didn't hear that from me. I'm just telling y'all what Shaq Kush said, man. I'm just telling Watson release. And I hope that Watson need to get him a good young lady and settle down and just stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? He don't need no distractions. But with that being said, man, like I say, we did win a 45 and some change, and I appreciate y'all for falling through and showing love and spending the time, because I always tell y'all time and yeah, she ain't ghetto. That Shaq could just be talking shit. She's a nice young lady. Shit. But time is money. Time is effort. As a matter of fact, I want to send a super special shout out to the super chats, because I appreciate that love, man. Like I say, y'all don't have to fuck with me at all, and the fact that you actually take your hard-earned dollars and you show some love and sprinkle that flavor in the sauce, man. I truly, sincerely appreciate that love, man. So I do, because y'all don't have to do that. But that's not to take away from all the other fresh ingredients who every time we go live, every time we drop a video, they make sure to drop a comment to show some love. So I just want to take a few minutes to say thank you to all of y'all who have been consistent with the flavor, steadily showing love to the flavor. Y'all ain't jumped off the ship just because Deshaun gone. I know a lot of people don't even fuck with the sauce no more since Deshaun go, but it's all good. Y'all been sticking with it. Y'all been die hard with the flavor, so I appreciate that, man. But with that being said, y'all stay saucy. Oh, but before I go, I know what y'all want to know. I know y'all been asking. Y'all like, man, Honcho, where can I get one of them super dope ass shirts that you rocking? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go to staysaucy.com. Get you a red. I got the red. We got the blue. We got the orange for the strobes. You got the black. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go copy one, man. Go to staysaucy.com. Get you a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So you can be fully fresh with the flavor. And man, I appreciate y'all for showing support. It wouldn't be a channel if y'all didn't support it. So I thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like I say, y'all stay saucy. Be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate y'all showing love in the mix, man. And with that being said, I'm out. We're going to play some video games and some other stuff. Y'all have a good one.